Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole and Yvie. Hang on just a second here. I don't have the mics going. Hello, Nicole.
Hello.
There we go. Hi, Yvie.
Hello.
And big thank you to Bryce Orrs for finally animating
New intro.
Thank
our
you,
intro.
Bryce.
Yes, he
We're
took
very
it
grateful.
directly
Appreciate
from
it.
Wormhole Extremists. He was like, how do you want to animate it? I'm like, I just wanted to do something. And so Bryce naturally goes to the source material and is like, well, this is how it appeared on screen.
What a champion.
And I was like, well, that works.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How
It
y'all
looks
doing?
perfect.
It does.
Good.
How's it going, Yvie?
It's been a hot minute.
I know.
I haven't seen you guys for, it feels like forever.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I actually don't have anything really exciting to report on.
Really? Okay.
Not really.
That's all right.
I've just been busy with work. I co-hosted my auntie's 80th, so I had to do a lot of catering.
At your house?
What else? No, it was
Okay.
at her house, but it
Okay.
was still a lot of organization and cooking and decorating and stuff like that.
A lot of ings.
But it turned out really well, and I've been learning how to do those little clip things for our stream.
Yeah.
You've been doing a great job with the video
Oh,
clips.
thank you.
Yep. The
That's
shorts
been
is what
a-
they're
They'll
called.
come up on YouTube sometimes. Like when I'm flipping through, I'll see that we've got one new one, and I'm like, oh, let's see what this memory is. And
Yeah,
it's quite
watch it
weird,
and like it.
It's like I
Yes.
go back a couple years, I'm like, oh,
I know. And like sometimes the audio quality is a little bit different. I've found that I say a lot, and I do apologize.
Welcome to the
because I
team.
have to edit out about 50,000 ums
No,
of
you don't.
mine
You
per
don't have
clip.
to. You choose to.
You don't have
You don't
to,
have
yeah.
to do
I
that.
don't like it. I don't like
I
the
feel
sound
the
of me
same
saying,
about myself. You're
Just
good.
give
I've never
in.
really noticed you doing it. I haven't noticed you. I
say
noticed
it a
myself,
lot.
but I don't notice
You guys
you.
don't say it at all.
That's not true.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that that's true one
Hardly,
bit.
No.
hardly ever.
I caught
hardly
myself
ever.
on the other podcast saying, like, to hell and back. I was like, this is terrible, Nicole. Find a better filler word, you silly wench.
You have to
Yeah.
work out a space in your brain to process it,
Yeah.
to process your thoughts differently, and it's not.
I was
always
thinking
easy.
about
Yes,
buying myself some sort of on-hand thesaurus so that I can start finding better filler words when my brain is thinking than
Hold on. Let me find the right term to alternate for this. All right. Anyway. Okay.
So
I
David,
just want-
you probably had the most exciting time off.
Yeah.
I went to
out of the
Honduras,
three of
went to
us.
Belize, got my folks a puppy. So
You did. It was very cute.
I
But
don't-
you saw Tom
Yeah.
Macbeth.
Tom
I
McBeth.
did. I went
And you saw
to Vancouver.
Jeff. And
Saw
you
Jeff
saw
Golka.
Peter
So
DeLuise.
had dinner with Peter DeLuise.
I honestly, I just want to say, I was playing video games with Jeff, and Jeff was like, I better prepare myself. I've got to go out and like see David and some other guy. And then he said the other name that I can't remember what the name was that he said to me.
It was a
And then-
it was a red
Yeah.
herring.
Yeah, it was a red herring. And I was like, I don't know who that
Sneaky.
is. And I was like, I'm sure they'll be nice because they're friends with or get along with David. So yay. And then Jeff was like, yeah, I guess I'll see how it
It's
goes.
a free dinner, man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's fine. No. It's
I love
all
that.
good.
Surprise.
The anxiety,
Yes.
I think of a new person is always like, oh, how am I going to handle this, And then he bloody gets there and it's Peter DeLuise and he sends me a selfie and I'm like, you F word. I was
You
like,
F word.
I'm incredible. I called him a bunch of bad words. I was so jealous.
He
and
had a
happy
great
for
time.
him at the same
Yeah,
time.
it was a nice surprise to turn around and do for him because he had done the same
Peter.
with Peter. Exactly. I'm
Yeah,
trying to find
okay.
the
Oh, I love
photo.
that.
Yeah. All I've been doing while you guys haven't been around is just playing video games with Jeff and then occasionally going out and doing stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me pull this up so that everyone can see out there. Okay. Yeah. So that was us
I
at
think
dinner. So
the DeLuises have to be some of the most photogenic people I have ever seen.
Never look bad, do they?
I'm so jealous.
that's a fair point. So, and I got to fire a P90.
Yeah, you did.
So-
That was cool.
An automatic P90. Yeah, and everyone was like, he couldn't have been in Vancouver to do that. It says on the screen, Vancouver. It's one of the
Yeah.
ones from the show. And I posted it on one of the Stargate fan groups, and everyone was like, no, it's not possible. That's
It's
not
like
possible.
people forget that
like,
that America.
Seriously?
Blanks. I'm firing
is-
automatic blanks.
America isn't the only place that like has guns. You know,
Right.
like, in the
How do you
UK, we
think-
have guns.
You'd be surprised the number of people who said, "I thought it was a visual effect on the show."
Oh,
Like,
it's
no,
it's
they're
kind
firing
of sad that people just
blanks.
assume it's
Yeah.
like
I was shocked at how many people thought
AI
that.
or something.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
from
You've
the
just
early
been
90s
tricked
or
by so
mid-90s,
many,
yeah.
so many images that people just don't trust.
Nicole, you have a
sources
bad
anymore.
example?
Yes, I do. Okay. I just want to say thanks everyone for coming back, and like Jack's Cabin, hello, hi, miss you guys a lot. Now, I'm
Yes,
gonna give
welcome
you-
back, everyone.
I'm gonna give you a few
yes.
seconds, everybody. I've missed you, Anthony, Raj Luthra, Randall Wong, GDR. You're all great. Gonna give everyone a few seconds to
Yes.
guess. So, obviously don't say it, but if you know it,
Yeah.
I think it. Hopefully it's obvious. And go.
Yes. Very good. Evie?
me
I'm terrible at remembering
a minute.
names.
It took me a
Jane will
minute.
hopefully give you...
Yeah, I won't say anything. I love the trees, by the way. For some reason, I'm really fixated on the trees.
They're utter garbage.
Jungle.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Now, Crystal
Scrappy
Skull is a
trees.
good guess.
There are no trees really much in Crystal Skull. It's more indoors.
Time. Stuart Miller got it.
Time. This is
Well
Stargate Universe
done.
time.
Yeah.
That's the keynote.
I was going to say, well,
That's
that's not
right.
an SG-1
That's Rush's
gate.
skull.
Yeah.
Skull,
That's
and then
right.
the
That is
little round
brilliant.
bits and the weird curviness to the chevron. I did that
Mhm.
because the universe
That is
gate slightly
one of
different.
the best episodes of Universe.
That's why I
Yep.
did it. I was like,
Maybe
I want to
the
do
best.
time.
Yeah,
I wanna do
it is.
time.
It is a
Yeah.
fantastic episode. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's great.
excellent. I actually really love that. I kind of want you to save it. It's a really
Take a
good
photo.
sketch.
I'll take
Take a
photo
photo
of
of
it.
it. Yeah,
It's on a
before you-
whiteboard.
it
That's what I
loses
meant
its
when I was.
prestige.
I didn't want it to lose all the niceness and fade away after a week.
I
of
love
being
how you
out.
said panache. I
didn't know what else to say.
Panache.
Was it panache or pastiche?
I don't
She said
know.
panache.
It's pastiche,
now-
right?
No, I said panache, I think, but I want it to be pastiche. What is pastiche? Is it just panache?
I mean, panache is just the same kind of like panache
Yeah.
is just my hairdresser is actually called panache.
Artistic pastiche is an artistic work in a style that imitates that of other work, artist, or period.
Well, I
David.
don't think
Panache
Nicole's work-
is flamboyant manner and reckless courage. French
Flamboyant?
pronunciation, flamboyant. Yeah, word of French
yeah,
origin.
I
Anyway,
didn't know what to say, so I just wrote that and I went, this doesn't make sense. And
that's
then I
all
just
good.
went,
We know
"Nah."
what you were thinking of.
No.
Evie, do you
yeah.
want to save yours for next week? What's the thought process here?
we
Yeah.
can save it for next week. It's
You
fine.
want to? All right, we're
Yeah.
kind of running.
It's just on the
over
digital
right.
notepad, so
We've got
Perfect.
so
So it
many.
won't
it'll
lose its
keep.
panache
It won't.
or
It won't
pastiche.
lose its panache.
Oh god.
Oh dear, oh dear. I just want to
Okay.
say that I got really drunk once and then texted Jeff that I was eating cream eggs in bed while watching Schitt's Creek. And then the whole time I kept spelling it creme egg, like CREME, because I was that drunk. And he kept asking me, that sounds posh. What is a creme egg? And I spent 10 minutes arguing with him. And then I was like, oh, you're right. I've been spelling it wrong. And that was that was bad. So for some reason, when I'm a bit
Tipsy?
off, or just a bit silly, I just
You
start
default?
I default to weird French. So
Weird French. Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
All right. So let me pull up this season. So we're starting off with Enemy Mine.
Yeah, so
Right?
speaking of Peter DeLuise,
I love
Right.
Eunice. I don't
Watching
love Enemy
his-
Mine.
watching his episode.
So
Ah.
I don't dislike it. It's okay.
I'm
It's
I'm
okay.
not.
I'm
not
generally not a
fan.
huge Unas fan.
I'm not crazy about season
Yeah.
7.
I love season 7. I'm
love
annoyed
season
that we took a
7.
break and then this is our return to Stargate. Is
Gotta
the-
start somewhere.
Yeah. So
All right,
really?
gang. Yeah. You guys ready for
Let's.
Enemy Mine?
go ham.
Okay.
Let's go ham. I haven't heard that word for a while.
Let's go panache.
Let's go panache.
Pastiche, all of it.
Panache all the way.
Okay, we're going to start watching Enemy Mine, and I hope you guys got it queued up. The season 7 episodes do not have the MGM logo in front of them, so we're just going to go straight into the show. In 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Yvie
Hello.
and Nicole.
Hello.
We're watching Enemy Mine.
We
There's Major
are.
Lorne. There he is.
Yes,
There's
we're meeting Major
Lorne.
Lorne for the first time. So, Kevin Smith obviously will become a fan favorite in Stargate Atlantis later. Apparently, he actually auditioned for Daniel Jackson back in 1997. And I
Wow.
believe he thought that the audition he did for this role was awful.
Wow.
And I believe that he is named after Peter DeLuise's brother-in-law. And Cavan actually described this particular version of his character as being a surveyor type, but he, later evolved into a more military character. And that, of course, is Michael Rooker as Colonel Edwards.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yes. Yeah, Mary Poppins, y'all.
And this is years before he obviously turned blue in Guardians of the Galaxy and terrorized survivors in The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead, that's right.
Yeah.
I believe as well that this episode was originally titled Hallowed Ground before becoming Enemy Mine.
That sounds right.
Which is a nod to the 1985 sci-fi film.
Yes.
And there is a surprising number of striking similarities apparently between this episode and the Star Trek episode The Devil in the Dark, where miners also disturb an indigenous species.
Okay, I never thought of that connection before, but that makes a lot of sense.
And this gentleman here, his character is actually named after Kate Ritter. So he's Lieutenant Ritter, and Kate Ritter is the curator of RDA's fan website.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of little nods.
Yeah. And
Peter is really good at nods.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many in this episode.
There's like so many.
There's so many. And him being dragged away like this apparently is inspired by the 1996 film The Ghost in the Darkness, where man-eating lions terrorize railway workers.
Damn.
We never said we were pulling stuff from quality sources.
No.
It's funny.
No, just whatever grabs you, inspiration-wise. I think the scenes as well were filmed in the former gravel pit near North Vancouver. Good old gravel pit.
Is this the same one from Orpheus? Probably is.
Yeah, I was
Might be.
that.
Yeah. I also didn't mention as well. I'm just trying to go
ahead,
through all my
process.
notes.
Yes.
That they mentioned the battle cruiser. So the X-303 has changed to the BC-303, or there's like a new version of it, which is the battle cruiser 303.
Mm-hmm.
And the 304s are in development as well. So
yes.
keep in mind they'd have to be building them pretty soon here.
Yes, and the this gentleman here who reminds me of Rick Moranis. He's it's Michael Shaw as Lieutenant Menard, and Lieutenant Menard is named after the show's cinematographer and director of photography, Jim Menard, or Menard. Yeah. So he actually has already been in a bunch of episodes. He was a weapons officer in Memento and an F-302 pilot in Fragile Balance.
According to Logwatcher, it's Mid-Valley Viewpoint in North Vancouver.
Oh.
So my question, Lockwatcher, is that the same one, the same gravel pit from Orpheus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go off and dig like a dachshund for that one.
What I love to do. I really love this scene.
Oh, they've been moved. Go to your happy place.
Absolutely distraught. Like, just because it's another world, it doesn't mean that these items aren't of like massive historical significance and don't deserve to be preserved.
I love the way that Jack
Go to your happy place.
Like, he's got him. He's like, you have to chill. It's okay.
Oh, you can just see the archaeologist in him just really angry. So apparently Peter DeLuise had been itching to make this episode since Beast of Burdens, but was waiting for Michael Shanks to return.
That makes
his writing
sense,
process began with the cinematic scene of Una surrounding the mining camp, and then he worked backward to build the story.
Oh, really?
And apparently this perfectly aligned with executive producer Robert C. Cooper's desire to address where are they getting the Naquadah and creating like the perfect opportunity for the Unas to return.
And this is the
free
last
slave
time we're
labor.
gonna see them.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Free slave labor. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much what it is.
They will mine in the honor of their ancestors.
Yeah.
I guess it's not slave labor. I'm sure that they're, giving them something.
Feels
in return.
questionable though. Feels
They'd be
Right,
given
exactly.
something. They'd be giving some of those like nutrition bars or something.
Right,
At
something.
the very,
It's like,
very least.
okay, so this a group of indigenous Unas have agreed to mine the Naquita to for in the memory of their ancestors. The U.S. Air Force just says, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
It's still got to charge.
It has still got a charge. I think we might need to harness that source of power.
Just keeps going and going. Is that Duracell? It's Duracell. No,
Duracell,
it's
yeah, I
Energizer.
was going to say.
It's Energizer Bunny. They keep going. and
Energizer
going.
Bunny.
Mhm.
We have a
Energizer
Duracell bunny
Unas.
as well. So we
There's a
have both.
Duracell Bunny?
Yeah, in the UK. Yep.
It's
Really?
what they use to advertise
Yeah, but so they
like
both
a-
have bunnies?
a bunny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Duracell has a bunny
Or am
here
I
as well.
thinking of... No, it's definitely the Energizer. Okay, that's crazy. Back on topic, everyone. Sorry.
So, someone on Reddit actually pointed out the striking parallels between this episode and Avatar. You've got mining operations seeking rare materials, indigenous populations protecting sacred
Oh,
lands.
you're talking about the film.
Oh, the
And
film. Yeah, I was like, the
cultural,
episode?
yeah.
What?
No, the film, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And cultural mediators trying to broker peace. So this person on Reddit appreciated Stargate's more harmonious ending where Daniel remains loyal to humanity, while another
Yeah.
fan humorously added that this episode needed a Pocahontas type character to complete the comparison.
Oh, all Daniel needed was to fall in love with Shaka's sister.
Yes.
Wouldn't that have been a plot twist?
And then connect their hair together.
In order to fly.
Yeah, get their braids. Let's go.
Oh man, yeah, that's always
So
very
I think
strange.
Edwards needs to be really careful here. Like, I know the Pentagon wants results yesterday, but if he doesn't take Daniel's warning seriously, the yoke will be on him.
Ah.
Oh, you know what's really
Yeah.
sad? I've been making some of the worst jokes recently, and
Oh,
you
it's
haven't
rubbing
been
off.
around.
It sure
yeah, and
is.
I've been like, that wench, she has no idea the effect she's having on me while I'm trying to play games. It was
That's
really
right.
funny. Like,
You need to start
Jeff was like,
documenting them, and
"Evie's
you
not
need to
here."
inform me immediately.
I know, something wrong with me.
but not me.
yeah, no,
Leave
David.
me
don't
out of
you-
it.
Yeah,
David
yeah.
doesn't want to be involved.
Nope.
No. Oh dear. So
Unas vision again.
I love the Unis. I think they're great. They're like my favorites.
Coruscant.
It's a shame that this episode just didn't hit very hard. I should mention a cool fact that I don't have because my dad took back the thing he gifted me, but he gave me
Oh.
a Stargate Jafar skull from this episode. One of the
That
rotting
is
skulls with some of the fake leather on
Really?
the
A
top.
prop?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like it was an
Wow.
actual prop.
It's got certification and everything.
Wow,
And,
he took it
and-
back.
and he took it back because he wanted it for his tattoo studio's decoration. So
That
I want it back.
numbskull? Oh,
Yeah.
so okay, so they used it for reference, so he
Oh.
doesn't need. Whoa. Ah,
Oh, Rita.
I'm
Oh,
getting
buddy, you didn't deserve to go like that.
serious
No.
aliens vibes from this.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But Ritter's not going to come back to life and have a. Oh, Lauren is really green.
He is. Oh, R.I.P., buddy.
Oof.
Goodbye, Kate's
And
namesake.
Edwards is mad.
Of course, yeah.
Extra ammo.
Well, he's
You know
like
what
the
you-
same Jack, the way Jack would be when Jack,
Yeah.
Jack's men were
That's
killed
true.
in
I mean,
Red
he's
Sky.
got to protect his men. That's
Yep.
that's his job.
Yeah.
I respect it.
There is a little bit of Jughead, kind of going on here too. It's just
I'm not.
like-
I'm not a huge fan of it. I think that's one of the things is that like his character's so obviously just one way, and there's less nuance to him.
He's
but
a bit
I mean,
one-dimensional. He comes around in the end.
yeah, it's not like in
Yeah.
Avatar where it's like, no, we're going to kill the Na'vi because we're evil.
That
No,
is
he,
how
he
it
definitely
Yeah.
listens to Daniel in the end because
Yeah.
his ego is not as important as the lives of his men.
Yeah.
It just takes him a little while to get around
Exactly.
to it.
Yeah, I think that's it's a bit exhausting for the first 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. So a lot of people on Reddit were divided on this episode, and some criticized the SGC for abandoning ethics to get Naquita from sacred Unus territory, while others pointed to the Spirits episode as
Right.
a precedent, arguing that the SGC has always been willing to compromise when valuable resources are at stake.
Like water in the other side as well.
Mhm.
That's
They were like,
true.
no
Didn't
problem.
think
Take
about
our heavy
that.
water. We don't care that you're starting a civil war for no reason.
It's only one of the best episodes of the show.
It's such a good episode. I'm so
my
glad.
gosh.
Lockwatcher said that Demons was also filmed at Mid Valley Viewpoint, which goes
There
to,
you
makes
go.
sense because I also don't like Demons. The 2 Unas episodes, I'm not a big fan of.
So you're not a fan of this gravel pit?
No, I think it's just this gravel pit. I think
Basically.
I just got beef with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Alan Peterson on right now to talk about demons. So
Oh,
we've
that
been
would be
working on it
really
for about a
awesome.
year. Alex Zahara does a great job in this.
He does.
Oh, he's so sweet looking. Like
course
he's
that-
like
He's a
kind of more
Iron
innocent
shirt.
Unas.
iron
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
So he's obviously played numerous characters in the series, and he's joined by Wycliffe Hartwig, who returns as an Unus after already playing large Unus in Beast of Burden. And there's also Sean Tyson under some of that Unus makeup, who previously appeared as the very human Agent Singer in Nightwalkers.
Yes.
And I believe that this forest battle required extensive stunt work with air ramps and like mini trampolines under the brilliant Dan Shay's coordination.
Of course.
I do enjoy the fact that Jack held back shooting because, like,
Yes.
Daniel was trying to. He doesn't want to kill them because he
Doesn't
knows
want
Daniel's
to kill
relationship.
them.
Yeah.
This is the third time at least that he's dealt with Unas. He's beginning
yeah.
to get it.
I
He
also
didn't want to
just
take the
kind
crap
of
from
missed-
Daniel.
No, he's gonna
Exactly.
get an
Too.
Yeah.
I kind of missed. It wasn't really a goof, but it was a bit of costume. So there was an injured Unus being dragged away, and you could see that he was clearly wearing rubber
Shoes.
sole shoes.
Right? Yeah, I saw it.
Same.
Just let them do what they do.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that as a former Edwards myself, it's my maiden name, I feel very compelled to say that I don't condone the Colonel's shoot first, ask questions later approach here. Like, not all of us are that revenge focused with that surname. So
My stepfather is also an Edwards, and I think he'd agree.
Wow. I have no Edwards in my family or otherwise.
It's okay. We're all a bit Welsh somewhere.
Aw,
David,
Ah, that's
so,
true.
Part of my family, David.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
there you
Aw.
go.
There we go.
Orpheus was filmed at Jackson Pit, the closed gravel pit in, I cannot say this word.
Coquitlam, British
Coquitlam.
Columbia. Thank you,
I love
Lockwatcher.
that
Thank you.
word.
Appreciate
Coquitlam.
you. Coquitlam.
Okay,
It's fun
so-
to say.
Yeah.
Nicole, I love this that like Jack instantly transforms from grumpy Colonel with a minor boo-boo to perfectly pleasant patient.
I'm big and
the
strong
moment
for
that
you.
Carter walks in. Oh, I love how like his short temper just disappears and like just some things between these two just
Look,
never
Dan
change, and I
Shay's in a
love
neck
it.
brace.
Yeah.
Must
I
have
don't
been one
think
of
I
those
noticed that
trampolines.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Siler wasn't on the mission. It's funny.
So
Siler's
also,
always
this
been
is
hurt.
actually the only scene with Amanda tapping in it in the entire episode, and
Oh,
Jack's
really?
injury. Yeah, yep. And Jack's injury kind of serves as a clever plot device to accommodate RDA's limited availability.
He's
And
always getting
ironically-
his ass kicked in this season.
Yeah.
He is. So despite all the fuss about his shoulder, he actually somehow manages to lie right on top of his injured arm in a second.
Of course he does.
Silly.
See, look, he's lying onto his right shoulder, which is the injured one. Oh, so as one Reddit fan affectionately put it, from this moment on, this episode ultimately becomes Daniel's attempt to train yet another military officer in cultural sensitivity.
Ah.
And this episode was apparently filmed simultaneously with Avenger 2.0, which sort
Ah,
of
okay.
explains why Michael Shane
Amanda
barely appears in the
is
episode,
missing
and
as
also
well.
Amanda.
That makes a lot of sense.
That is actually a very cool fact. I always wondered why they were missing from each other's episodes, and that wow.
I
Yeah,
love General
makes sense.
Vidrine. I have always
too.
loved General Vidrine.
Yes,
He's just,
I
I mean,
like him too.
in all seriousness, if that's okay with you, Colonel, their consistency with making sure that that the people who are aware of the Stargate program, it's a pretty limited group in terms of the higher ups in Washington. And the fact that they brought him back for this was absolutely perfect.
And he's
What's
got
the
a bit
actor's
of
name?
humor.
Yeah,
Stephen Williams.
Stephen Williams.
Yeah, so it's very tasty, the continuity. I really like it.
Yep.
They also just made a comment about the Prometheus being stranded, which directly connects this episode to the events in Memento.
I still can't believe it's still out there. Just chilling.
Oh, it's doing its Star Trek Voyager thing. It's lost in the
Yeah.
Delta Quadrant on its way back.
Fun on a bun.
Well, they had to park it somewhere, so to speak, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they started figuring out what they were going to be doing with their ships.
So someone on Reddit sort of highlighted that while Hammond in this scene personally wouldn't support ethically questionable decisions, he operates within like a larger command structure that includes morally flexible officers like Mayborn and the like above him. So I don't think he's very keen to follow what they're wanting him to do, but he kind of has to.
Yeah.
It's a tough position to be in. I
is.
wouldn't want the job.
No, definitely not. It's just part of it, I guess.
So we're being brought up to speed on what's going on here with Beast of Burden.
I really enjoyed that episode. I'm sad that this is the last time we're going to see the Unis.
I would have, appreciated at least references.
Yes.
I would have
So
loved
what's
to see
going on
like
with them?
some baby Unis, you know. See them how they
Oh my
act.
God, yes.
It'd have been so
Baby
cute.
Unas. That would have been really cute.
Like Shaka has kids now, you know.
It's
Have
not
we ever
entirely
seen-
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we seen what, Yvie?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, we haven't really seen a family of Unas, have we?
No.
No.
No, that's a lot of makeup. That's a lot to put a kid through.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so we're about to be reunited with one of my favorite Stargate reoccurring actors, the gorgeous Patrick Curry.
He's so the prettiest
Oh, I
bad
love
guy.
him so much.
Thank you, Amanda
sorry.
Tapping.
So he takes over the role of Shaka here as Dion Johnston was performing at the Stratford Festival at the time, so he was unavailable. And Patrick prepared by carefully studying the previous Shaka episodes to capture the character authentically.
He did it so well.
And-
I had no idea they even changed him.
No,
So-
I'm the same. Peter Delavise wanted this particular version of Shaka to be a lot more sophisticated with sort of human clothes and improved English. So it kind of worked to Patrick's advantage because he's portraying a more mature evolution of the character that Dion originally established.
Yeah.
So it gave him a little bit more freedom.
The thing I'm noticing mainly is that his face is slightly different, you know?
Yes.
I feel like Dion had more room to breathe in there. I feel like this mask looks like it's really suffocating Patrick Curry in there. But he's done a great job.
It might be.
And they might just given him the same mask and they've been like, oh, some minor alterations will be needed, but you need to
Yeah,
look the
they've got
same.
completely different facial structures. So I
Yeah.
assume that they
Had to rebuild
probably
that
built
thing.
the mask from scratch.
Yeah.
So a fan on Reddit highlighted Shaka's remarkable character arc across his appearances, tracking his growth from an impulsive adolescent to a diplomatic adult. And they noted like compelling parallels between Shaka's evolution and Daniel's own journey of cultural understanding and personal growth.
Jedhead said, "What do female Unas look like?" I don't entirely know.
I
but
was
if it-
kind of wondering the same thing.
yeah, if we ever did the tabletop of Stargate, where you know we like had a little SG team and we went on a little cooperative adventure, because I know you like those, Evie. You like being on the same team. I would love to be an Unas and a female Unas on that. You know, I'd love to try and like get someone to draw it for me. And then I don't know what you would be in the species, but I would definitely be a female Unas. I think that's cool. So.
That would be cool. So in a second, Edwards is about to call for two other officers, Hansa and Pennell, who are named after Johnny Depp and Peter DeLuise's characters in 21 Jump Street.
That's such a good reference.
Yeah, it is good.
Marco is here. Hello, Marco. God, look at this. Yeah, stop glaring at him like that. Yeah. No, but like fight though. They should fight though.
Yeah, I think maybe Shaka's gonna win.
It's funny they keep saying like car though. Like it does make me laugh when they're like, wait, or because sometimes it sounds like he's saying caca, which is Spanish for poop. So sometimes I hear
can
that.
see the confusion.
Yeah. Oh, there it is, Hansen Pennell. Yeah.
That's one of the many sort of special references of people or characters in Peter DeLuise's life, which I think is really cool. That's something that I'd probably do.
Yeah, I was
I'd
gonna
make
say
references to my own life if I was writing a script.
I love reading stories and having people put in references, and especially like I really appreciate it when I get those references. Like I'm reading a book right now that I got an event the other day, and so much of the book was inspired by Interview with the Vampire. I love the books, I love the TV show, and so I was like, oh, there's so many references. This just feels like it was written for me, you know. And I love that energy.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, imagine.
Ooh, plot twist.
I was just saying, David, how car. And like sometimes it sounds like caca, which is poo. So.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
See?
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
she says caca a bunch. There's a bunch of poo in there.
Ka. There is a distinction.
Nah, not good enough.
I can't imagine how difficult it would have been trying to speak through those teeth. Like those prosthetic teeth.
Yeah.
So I think I saw somewhere, it might have been your interview with Patrick. He said that he worked closely with an assistant who would remove his prosthetic teeth and handle any saliva issues before reinserting them for the next scene.
Grim.
Oh, I would
Although
like to be
it's
a
Patrick
saliva
Curry,
assistant.
so I don't mind. I guess because he's so pretty.
Yes,
All on me anytime
Just
you
gloves,
watch Patrick
everybody.
Curry.
This looks like an altar.
Yeah, Jed Ted
Well,
said, speaking of gendered aliens, took 3 games from Mass Effect to show us female versions of some species. So yeah,
So
it's a shame. I want to see the females.
So in Beast of Burden, there are female Unas serving.
Oh, there
In
is.
the
is there one?
restaurant. Yeah, so that
I
was
never
Alex
really
Sahara.
noticed properly.
Alex Sahara was playing. Yeah, she doesn't
It
have
was!
horns. She
Oh
doesn't
my
have
gosh,
horns.
you're right. I completely forgot. Yeah.
I forgot that too.
Ah.
Also, the Serpent Guard helmet kind of suggests that Apophis or one of his underlings might have enslaved the Unas ancestors.
Apophis, yay. I mean, I'm glad you're dead.
Yay, I'm glad you're dead.
He's just so like annoying.
That is so like him.
It's so like him. Just to keep, reminding me of his existence everywhere I look.
I just
Great
like
bad guy.
a kind of. It was probably just someone from the props department, like walking through their warehouse and going, "Oh, we can probably just use this. Oh, let's just bring this back.
Apophis was once here. Good enough. Yeah, I love it.
Peter was really big on the language.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he sat down and he mapped out Gould based on the episodes that came before, so that he had everything straight. And then he basically did the same for the Unas language, but the Unas is a derivation of Goa'uld. So makes a lot of sense. And look at this. Even Daniel is losing his patience.
Well, this seems like a long time.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, friends.
So I think I was going to say that Peter did share his fascination with the Unas after the appearance in Thor's Hammer, I think, which inspired him to create the language and explore the culture.
Yeah.
And I think he was particularly drawn to the concept of showing sympathy from perceived enemies. So how beings initially seen as monsters could be revealed as more complex creatures with their own struggles.
Yep.
And I think he appreciated the narrative arc where viewers might first see the Unas as terrifying killers before realizing they are actually victims as well of the Goa'uld. And they've got their own difficult circumstances to overcome.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that Shaka and Iron Shirt, played by Patrick Curry and Alex Zahara, will reunite immediately in the next episode, Space Race.
Yeah.
Which was
what
shooting
is
at the
that
same
about?
time, so it makes this a lot
Which
of sense.
apparently was shooting at the same time, and they
Yeah.
play siblings, which I love.
Michael Greenberg was a big proponent for these two actors because they were willing to put up with a lot of crap in terms of prosthetics and everything else. So it's one of the reasons, like, because Alex Zahara goes far back as, Michael and Zales, and,
Yes,
so
Yeah.
when you have people who are willing to put up with, and they've already got their head molds, for crying out loud. So
That's true.
When you got people who are willing to put up with this, part of it's like, yeah, we want to find people to do the job, but if you already have the people who will do the job and do it well, bring them in. And so Greenberg has a lot of responsibility for that.
Well,
love the
both
reusing of
actors
talent.
do a fantastic job, and
Yeah.
because they are under so much prosthetics, you can't even tell
Yeah, I
who's
had no idea
playing them
that was
anyway.
Patrick
So
Curry until we
it
started
works.
doing this podcast together.
Yeah. Yes. Is it just me, or does anyone else sort of think that this is kind of an uneven trade? Like, Shaka gives Iron Shirt a double-bladed knife, and in return he receives a leather armband. Like, and somehow,
Yeah.
like, Iron Shirt's clan is the one grumbling. Like he just sort of scored a deadly weapon in exchange for a friendship bracelet.
I'd love to see them like the take the neck bone things they have with the Gould serpents and
Yes.
and carve their like initials in there or something, or like friendship bracelets to say like besties on there.
Besties. Yes,
Besties.
kind of like the heart, but it has like the cut down the middle, so you each take one. Oh. I love this like this dramatic sniff of the evening air. Like, it's kind of like that universal gesture of I'm trying to detect exactly how much BS you're serving.
Yeah. My dog loves late night sniffs. She's always sniffing out my BS.
Just don't put an eye in front of that. I was gonna
My
say as
IBS.
well.
Yvie. That was really good.
I was going to say, just going back on Peter DeLuise and the creation of the Unis language. So I think he created approximately 25 Unis words for this episode, and he deliberately like focused on the communication challenges with non-English speakers. So he noted that sci-fi typically glosses over these language barriers for convenience,
Yeah,
and
100%.
he wanted to kind of like just focus on that, and the difficulty of cross-species communication, and make it like central to this story, which I think is really important, because at the moment I'm rewatching Doctor Who, and like they just completely gloss over language differences. They're like, oh, the TARDIS is communicate, like the TARDIS is just interpreting for us. Just it makes it a bit too easy.
I like the way that Farscape did translator microbes. I thought that was very helpful.
Yes. Oh, it's funny. I actually love how Chaka is standing behind Daniel during this milk transmission, sort of like watching with patient curiosity.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell's happening next? He can't even see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. The way Daniel's mumbling, like they're not animals.
Yeah, it just mumbles into his shoulder.
Yeah. It's like, stop embarrassing me, Dad. Oof.
Do you think Shaka thinks that the people are living inside the set?
Inside the little camera.
Yeah.
They're little people. Really little people.
Uman. Actually, in one of David's interviews with Alex remembered like some of this script. Like, he was able to recite the bit about the Umans.
Wow.
Like, how many years later? When did this come out? Like 2000 and something?
Oh, here come the cookies. Here come with all the
Here come
bars.
the cookies.
Num num.
So that they're broker bars. So he's
Dear,
trying to
dear.
broker peace. So he's obviously tried this food sharing thing with the Unas before.
Yeah.
And Michael Shanks actually suggested this moment as a deliberate callback to the previous Unas episodes.
Oh, yeah.
If only international diplomacy
Could
on
go
our
this way.
planet could be so easily resolved with a shared snack.
Yeah.
Just put some world leaders around a table with some shared snacks.
I feel like an English breakfast or an afternoon tea can fix anything. Yeah,
I also we kind of glossed over it, but I missed
no.
the taste explosion on
Oh,
Iron
no.
Shirt's face. It was very
Yeah,
cute.
it was. Daniel, you're
It's sort of
embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is, Daniel.
No, that was awful. That was horrendous. I hate every
That was
second
kind
of
of like a hovering mosquito or something.
Yeah. Shame it doesn't have like a video or something you can show them being like that thing. We make that, but good.
They've probably never seen one.
Yeah. Weapon,
God.
yes. There you go.
He understands.
See, what I find really funny about the way that he does all the translating, this is kind of how when I don't remember things in Spanish and I have to talk to my grandmother who doesn't speak any English, I have to start doing this kind of stuff. It's really embarrassing. I'm like, I don't know
Do
what
you
this
use
word is.
hard minerals?
No, but I'll forget to like the word leg, so I just slap my leg, being like, so I want a specific kind of ham, and I want the ham that's like the big thigh of the cow or pig or whatever it is we're pulling meat from. So I'm like, I want the leg one, and she's like, what are you saying? And I'm like, leg this.
Oh, I love that.
So it's pretty
That's
hard.
actually really cute.
Yeah, thank you.
I have two problems with this episode.
Okay, go for it.
One, I don't know why Daniel's not using his radio to communicate.
Yeah.
That's a good point. He
It's
literally
right
has
there.
it in his pocket.
He's got the earwig
Is
out.
he
I
outside of
understand.
range?
Oh well,
He can't be.
they do say earlier in the episode that there are problems with communication on this planet.
Okay, because
And
the
It's
minerals
nuclear.
probably.
the earlier, during
Okay,
a couple
thank
of the
you.
earlier transmissions, it does break up.
Okay, so that's my fault.
Yeah.
The second one is I find it unlikely that after thousands of years, these two factions of Unas would continue to speak the same language.
Yeah, I thought that too, because they're from entirely different planets.
Yep.
And they've probably been there for centuries. So yeah, you're right. That is kind of hard to
Yeah, but you know what? In
comprehend.
Stargate, all the aliens speak English.
Gotta
so
square
we
the
passed
circle.
it.
Yeah.
But like I said before, at least they're not using kind of a band-aid solution like the TARDIS in Doctor Who.
That's
The
it.
TARDIS just translates everything.
Everything.
So, yeah, at least they're not doing that.
That's true.
You
Oh,
can
yeah,
tell
no
that
signal.
Iron Shirt is a lot older. Like he's just kind of his appearance is a lot more gnarly. Like he's just been around
He's been
for a
through
lot
some
longer.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What's up?
I'll wait here.
Yeah, sure. We'll just
Yeah.
hang here while you go and, send your guys to...
This gentleman here is Dean Redman
recognize him.
playing Lieutenant West in his 5th Stargate appearance.
Interesting.
And he'll actually continue as a kind of franchise regular, as an extra, appearing in 6 more episodes across both SG-1 and Atlantis. And he's obviously named after Peter West, the director.
I'm surprised they're letting him wear his ring.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too when I was watching
Yeah.
it yesterday to make my notes.
I mean, if I'm going to be dealing with guns or anything like that, I'm not wearing jewelry.
Yeah, because you can
Well, you
also
don't
get your
want-
ring
Things get
caught on
stuck.
something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you'll get a degloving situation, and you don't want that.
Yeah, no, that's no
Oh,
fun.
degloving. I hate that
Have
word.
have you seen Servant? It's a nasty scene. So, oh yeah, he's going to get. Oh, that's right. He's getting his.
He's just getting his belongings.
Yeah.
You silly Billy.
Oh man, he was just
He was big scared.
acting on instinct. Yeah.
This does make me really sad. This part really bums me out.
Yeah.
It's just so innocent.
I love how Daniel just leaps to that conclusion. Like he was
Well,
seeing
that's
inside
it.
the Unus's head. Oh boy, here we go.
I feel like even if that wasn't the case, Daniel would have made that up, being like, "Look how smart they actually are. Look, they have things."
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of in his best interests for this mission to
Embellish.
embellish. Yeah, exactly. So, Peter DeLuise, I think I mentioned earlier, first envisioned this climatic scene of the Una surrounding the camp and then built the story back from there. And I believe, I don't know how true this is, but I read somewhere that it was inspired by similar imagery from the 1960 film Zulu with Michael Caine,
Ah.
which depicts the 1879 Battle of Rocks Drift between a detachment of the British Army and the Zulu, where 20,000 warriors overwhelmed a British force comprising 1,800 troops, killing 1,300.
Whoa,
Wow.
it's a lot of Unas.
And
That is a lot of
apparently
Unas.
the massive Unas armies were inspired by the Lord of the Rings films, but budget constraints meant that they only had 5 actual Unas costumes. So the illusion of hundreds was created through clever camera angles, photographing actors in different positions with slight costume variations, and then combining them digitally for
It works.
multiplication. Yeah.
Works well.
It does.
It's
It
so
really does.
strange
It's very
because when I was a
effective.
kid, I would look at this stuff and be like, "Wow, what a big, expansive world! Look at that budget." And then now that I'm older, I'm like, "Wow, look at all the budget cuts."
Right? They did it for a shoestring and a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had John Lennox on a couple of days ago for a pre-recorded episode for this coming season, and
Oh,
he said at the
beautiful.
start, I've been wanting to do it for years, and we said at the start of SG-1 production for season 1, it was 1.75 million an episode, and by the end of SGU, it was 6 million an episode.
Ooh.
So,
Oh my goodness!
you know, the breadth of what they could do really grew over the course of, you know, the 17
Jeez
seasons
Louise.
and, you know, inflation.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
that.
Oh well. Yeah, that too.
But keep in mind the conversion between the Canada dollar and the US dollar.
That's a good point.
If there was a greater difference, they could really get a lot more out of it in terms of visual effects, in terms of money
Yes.
for extras, everything. And then when the two came together much more, they just it wasn't as good. All right, Rooker, come on.
So, someone on Reddit said that they were kind of sad that the show didn't further explore the Una civilization, feeling that their potential was only partially realized. And another user agreed, suggesting that a prequel about early Una school world interactions might have been interesting, and that the Stargate universe, contains many species worthy of their own spin-offs.
Or comic adaptation. You know, it'd be something to see in a graphic novel. As long as it's subtitled.
Yes.
On the ground. Yeah.
Yes,
no
you
way.
are, Edwards. Put that pride aside and get on your knees, buddy.
Get on your knees.
Yeah, I love the way he says all you have to do. Like, he's like, that's the one simple thing you can do. So shut up, get down on the ground. It's simple as that.
It's not hard.
No.
Look at Teal'c. There we go. He gets it.
Yeah.
Come
and
on,
Teal'c has like the
man.
biggest reason to not ever bow before anybody ever again.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
But it's not subservience. It's respect.
Exactly. There is a difference.
Here we go. we're gonna still aim at you, but we'll kneel.
Well, Teal'c even has his arms out.
Yeah.
And to show that he doesn't have any weapons.
He respects Daniel's authority on the matter.
He could overrun them now if he wanted. There'd be nothing they could do. But they knew that one way or the other. There's not enough of them.
No.
make any kind of a difference. Yeah. Coruscant will go down.
Honor.
Honor. Yeah. Alex is awesome.
He really is. He's such a talented dude.
Mutual kneeling.
And you're going to give him a present. The gift of fire.
Fire. Yeah. Fire. Until it runs out. Then I'm gonna have to give it
Oh yeah. Well, maybe that's part of the
Yeah.
the deal that they're going to broker.
And that
We- we
day
will
is
fire.
when it all went bad for the Unas.
Yeah.
But I can actually
Daniel
set
is
fire to, like, the
Prometheus.
forest. Yeah.
I don't need it, but I'll take it. Thank you.
I hope he like, like puts it up on a shelf or something at home.
Yes. I'm sure it'll be, pride of place in his office.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh, look at that look. As long as it takes. But I would just, sit down and butterfly style and get comfy.
Butterfly style.
What do you call it?
Like cross-legged.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
cross-legged.
Indian style is no
Butterfly
longer
style.
posh. So
Ah, okay.
they're still kneeling. Good for
Is that a
them.
term that Americans have
They
used in the
are.
past? Indian
Indian style. Uh-huh.
That's bizarre.
really?
So the rest of the world, we don't say that. We say cross-legged.
We just say
Cross-legged.
cross-legged.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in a second, this is my favorite part of the episode, is the pure joy on Iron Shirt's face. You can just see a bit of Alex like poking through.
Oh, of course.
The genuine delight, I think, speaks volumes about these two characters without a single word of dialogue. Look at that.
He's so happy.
I love that bit so much.
We better order a few more of those, because if that one brings
Yeah.
out, we're in trouble.
It reminds me of oh my god, which one is it? Which one is it? Blah, 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 blah. Which one is it? Which one is it?
I don't know what you're talking
Season
about.
1. Season 1.
Oh, okay.
Which episode is the
Oh, I
one
don't
with
know.
Sam in the hot dress?
Oh, Emancipation.
That's
Oh,
it.
Emancipation.
It reminds me of that one when
Oh.
Jack gives him the gun and he's like, right, it's only got a few rounds left. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. It's Turgon. That's right.
That's right.
This is a great acknowledgement here. You are a pain in the ass.
Damn right. That's what Daniel
Yeah.
does for a living.
And Daniel's not denying that. It just,
Well worth it.
he's come across to the side, so that's all that matters.
So,
So I
love
believe
Rooker's
that this
character. This is great.
this episode won the makeup team a 2004 Leo Award for Best Makeup in a Dramatic Series, and it even beat out nominees from The Collector and Smallville.
Wow.
Good.
And
Good.
in short, like
Stargate doesn't get many wins. It deserves everything.
It's often the
That's
case.
true. And fan reactions were obviously a bit mixed for this episode. Some praised the makeup and direction while criticizing the limited screen time for Jack, Sam, and Tilk. And apparently there was a deleted scene from this episode featuring Tilk and Daniel discussing the Unas, and it was later posted on the Sci-Fi Channel website.
Oh, okay.
And I think in your conversation with Alex, you mentioned how pivotal this episode was to Earth's strategic position, and the
Yeah.
Unis Treaty and subsequent Nakwita mining operation basically became a turning point in the struggle against the Goa'uld, providing resources that enabled Earth to construct several battleships in the following years.
It's a big deal. Enemy mine, everyone. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Just under wire there with my notes.
You literally, like, a few seconds after the end, you're like, get it out before the credits roll.
Like, please make it in time. So
Yeah.
for all the podcasters
I
listening
was
down
getting
the road,
stressed. I was like,
I just assume that she's looking at the clock. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Just give me enough
yeah.
runway to say episode title, everyone,
Yes.
and for Nicole to give the occasional woohoo.
Yeah, she does like to
Woo.
end an episode with a woohoo.
Whoa.
For this episode,
Yes.
of the three Unas episodes, this is probably my least favorite of the 3.
Oh.
I love the first one as a good chase that involves everybody. They're really
You're saying like as the Shaka Unas arc, those
Shaka
so
Unas
you're
arc.
saying first one's Beast of Burden and this. Okay, yeah, same. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
Demons or
That's right,
Thor's
Demons
Hammer.
And Thor's Hammer. That's
Hammer,
right.
yeah.
There's 5 of them. So of the Peter DeLuise arc, I think that this one is number 3 for me. It definitely had greater ambition. They definitely had a lot more money poured into it, I think. I like the moral quandary of Beast of Burden. Really love that one. But this one has some great guests. And it drives the point home, and it gets the story going where it needs to go, because we know what's coming up. We're going to, be having a lot of space flight, and these resources need to come from somewhere. We could have inferred it, but it's nice to see. This is where they're getting a lot of it. So, and we are working to this day. I'm guessing we are working these Unas to death. So I give it
don't say that.
I give it a 4 out of 7.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Who's up next?
I'll go next. I figured out what mine is.
for it.
So I pulled that face because I was like, 4 already.
Really?
I really dislike this episode. I think that the performances are great. There's just a level of meh to it, not much interesting stuff is happening. We've already had the kind of establishing of the Unas being smart in the first ones, and then Daniel's good relationships with them, and then Beast of Burden, obviously, like, it evolved a little bit, and it was so complex, and you felt so bad for all the characters on all the sides, even the nasty people that were enslaving the Unas. It was just it was their situation. It was so fascinating to witness. This was just kind of like, oh, so we've got another annoyed leader, military type, who's coming in and just being annoying, and Daniel's having to be like, be a good boy, just how we're gonna get what we want. And it's like, Daniel's doing this again, and it's just like, okay. So yeah, I'll give it a 3. I don't. It's not bad. I think that the Una stuff is obviously like the character stuff with them is the strongest moments. The little bits with Patrick and Alex, I think they're great. So I think that's what keeps it like above a 2 for me. So I'm gonna keep it.
If you don't love the Unas, it's only gonna get you so far.
And I love the Unas, and that's about as far as it's taking me. So that's like a lot, That's like it has to kind of blow for me to say that it's below a 4. So.
Chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Season 7, I'm not thrilled with.
I think season 7 is one of the best seasons of television.
It's probably my third favorite season.
Wow.
Yeah, season 4, season 8, season 7. I think for me.
I think season 7 is just like it hits the ground running so good, and it nails so many stories and so many things. And I think that so many of the character arcs, everyone's kind of maturing a little bit, and we're finally exploring aspects of the characters that we never really got to delve into before. Okay. So I love
yeah. Well, I think it's nice to see Daniel getting back to his roots, I guess. There's been a little bit of an Ascension distraction there for a while, and this is sort of him getting back to
distraction.
What he really loves and what he really believes in.
Which is making peace.
And I do appreciate that aspect of the story. I also really love the guest actors. I think Alex Zahara and Patrick Curry are amazing. I think they do a great job. I can't imagine how tricky it would have been for Patrick to step into Dion's shoes. And in the next episode, Alex steps into Dion's shoes. So it's kind of a weird thing.
Are you finished with your thought? I'm sorry.
You can cut in.
I think that I can really tell that it was Patrick Curry's performance against Dion Johnstone's. I didn't buy the transition easily. I really wish that they would have just gone with a separate character, personally. Because
Yeah.
Dion's physicality, way too
We has a
much.
bit more of a like.
It's so unique. And Patrick Curry's physicality
true.
is so unique. I didn't
Yeah.
buy that they were the same character. I didn't. I'll accept it for the plot, but yeah.
I had a bit of
did.
a in the middle.
Yeah, I kind of bought it. I thought it was close. It was close enough, and I kind of also thought that there would have been some development in his maturity
That's
level
why
since the
I
last time
accept
we
it
saw
well,
him.
yeah.
So
I never
was-
noticed it before, and then till like
Yeah.
we got to this all together, and Evie
Yeah.
started pointing it out forever ago, and now I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I can see the difference, but evolution, as Evie's saying.
Yeah, I
It's
think
true.
it kind of made sense to me, I guess, the changes I could excuse as him being in a different place mentally and physically than he was when we first met him. You know, he's taking on a leadership role now, and
And he walks with good posture now.
Exactly, and I guess he's adapted some more so human-esque
He
clothing
doesn't want his
and
clothes
stuff
to
like
drag
that,
on the
so-
forest
He's got
floor
some
when he's
damn
walking.
nice clothes. Like,
Yeah, no, the
like,
leather was
you
very
know,
nice.
The leather
Yeah.
was very
works.
nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in short, I really like the direction that that Peter was trying to go into, but I just didn't feel like it was different enough from the previous Unis episodes. Like we didn't really learn anything new,
No,
and you know,
that's one of my core issues. Yeah,
Rooker was a good character, but a little one-dimensional. So I was going to be a 3 as well from me.
Hey.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
All right. What did everyone say?
Chat. Anthony, this one is a 5 for me. I enjoyed the interactions between Daniel, Shaka, and Iron Shirt. Stuart Miller, it's a 4 out of 7 for me. Jean Diarra, I think I'll go with a 4. I always like the Unis. Gecko Fett, I'll give it a 3. Jed Ted, 5 chevrons. Love Daniel communicating with the Unis. Me too. Lock Watcher, this is a 4. Odd for Stargate. Take it all with disregard for the inhabitants. 20 years later, the Unis opened their first casino. The interaction between the Unis and the Umans was great, though. Uman. Jack's Cabin, 4 out of 7. Raj Luther, my rating for Enemy Mine is a 5 out of 7 chevrons. Great to see Daniel with the help of Shaka to be a diplomat. Some of the things happen in the episode is happening in real life. Wish the SGC people on the planet were smarter. And damn Ben, 3 out of 7.
There we go.
Didn't need to while going
Well
down
done,
the
because
list,
that's your filler. Mine is and yours is
Yeah, but the problem
Yours
is
is a bit more musical.
usually there's like loads of people talking about the stuff that's going on, but this episode is not that interesting. So there isn't loads of
There, she said it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. All right, there we go. This episode is not that interesting.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, look, the chat's hardly going off on one in the chat. So like, if
I
if
get
they
it.
were,
We've
then
also
it would
been
be-
gone for a while, so keep that
Yeah,
in
hi
mind.
guys.
We have people
Ugh.
warming up.
Yeah,
That's
no
true,
need
too.
to go off on one in there. You chill, do whatever you want.
Space race. You ready?
Oh no, hold on, let me pull
Okay,
it
then.
up.
Very
I
good.
like Space Race. I think it's
Okay, I just want to
fun.
preface this episode by saying I've only seen it once. I hate it.
Oh, really?
Let's see how I come out on the other side.
Like-
I might
Like,
be
you
very
left a
Bane-
lot of wiggle room
like
in
Bane
there.
levels of hatred.
I don't know. I was 14 when I watched this, and I have not gone back. So we're gonna
So you've
find
never
out.
done a rewatch through the show. I think
Not
that's
properly, no.
interesting. Okay.
I've always it's because I haven't ever like I never had the
Oh.
DVDs really, and it wasn't until I was like 16, 17 that I got the full collection, and then I was like, I've seen
So,
the show
like,
so many
last
times,
year.
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All
I
right.
haven't even made the age joke.
This episode is fun. This is fun.
All right.
Good,
Let's do Space Race 708 in 5, 4, 3. You're watching the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole
Hello.
and Yvie.
Good day.
This is Space Race, and
Sam just got
Sam's
off a motorcycle.
hot motorcycle get up. I love this outfit. She
Absolutely.
looks great.
Well, I think there was sort of a focus on exploring Carter's more like adventurous side
And expediency.
and appealing to her sort of more like playful nature.
Yep.
And in interviews, I think Amanda actually mentioned consulting with director Andy Makita about how far to take Sam's enthusiasm. Like, this wasn't about creating a new personality trait. It was about showcasing an established aspect of Carter that rarely got spotlit. in more serious episodes. And I think Damien Kindler, the writer of this episode, also specifically wanted to show Carter's personality beyond her scientific brilliance.
Yep.
This actually also marks the 140th episode of SG-1, which surpasses the total episode count of MacGyver episodes, which was 139. And for RDA specifically, I think Birthright actually marked his personal 140th appearance, since he wasn't featured in Night Walkers or Disclosure.
Interesting. Fair point.
Yeah.
Dan Ben
And
says
also,
this episode is exactly the same as Star Trek Voyager. We will have words, Dan Ben. We will have words.
Yes, I was going to mention that at some point as well. So, Warwick's return. So the character previously known as Warwick Trevor in Forsaken returns with the modified surname Finn, with a different physical appearance, obviously, because Alex Zahara took over the role from the unavailable Dion Johnstone. And Damien Kindler cleverly addressed this casting change in universe, explaining that Warwick would naturally look different after returning to his home planet and regaining his strength.
Being
so
well-fed,
Alex approached Alex approached the role by studying Dion's performance while bringing his own interpretation to the character.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, he was there for a really long time on that planet.
He was there for years.
I want it noted, I'm not going to be able to say much this episode because I've only ever seen it once, so I actually remember nothing.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's almost like you're enjoying it for the first time.
Sure,
Well,
let's call it that.
I'll use the term enjoying loosely then.
There's a race,
in space.
There's in space, and there is some junk swinging at the beginning because of all the pilots, are really trying to one up each other. So
Yes.
The thing that I find weird about this episode, and I found it hard for me to stomach, is it just didn't feel like Stargate to me. It's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna
They did that deliberately, though.
I know, but fate of the universe is hanging in the balance. Yada yada yada. Anubis is out there doing bad stuff, and we're doing a race.
you have to have lighter episodes.
There was so many serious episos in the past season or so, with Daniel dying and Daniel ascending.
Even in the middle of Deep Space Nine, you have the Dominion War. You have to have an episode like You Are Cordially Invited. You have to. I get that.
Yeah, it might also be
are what make life worth living.
This is continuing from an episode that I didn't like in the first place.
That's true.
So I think it just doesn't
That's
help
fair.
me.
Okay, well, hopefully some of the little facts I'll sprinkle in throughout this episode.
If this is more than a 2, you guys have succeeded in making me like this more than a 1.
Oh, I'm excited. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
So Joe Malodzi, he described this episode as a significant departure from typical episodes, with huge visual effects that required an unusually long post-production period. So I believe that the effects weren't delivered until mid-July 2003, which was over 2 months after filming wrapped. And this makes it sort of one of the season's most technically ambitious episodes. I believe also that the episode ran 6 minutes short, which led to the creation of the alien media and race commentary segments.
That's what caused that. Okay.
Yeah. And after these additions, the episode then ran over time, so they had to cut some scenes, including some featuring Daniel and Jack at a reception banquet.
Oh, wow.
I've seen the bloopers for that, I think.
Really? Okay.
It's quite funny.
So this lab scene, I think, brilliantly captures Carter's enthusiasm for the race, and Amanda really embraced the opportunity to display Sam's rarely seen playful side. And I think while this episode doesn't really explore any deep character secrets, Amanda noted in interviews that it allowed her to showcase Carter's thrill-seeking nature and evolving her sense of humor. So Daniel's reaction, I think, acknowledges what viewers are seeing, that for Carter, this mission transcends technological acquisition and speaks to her love of adventure. And I think this lighter portrayal really aligns with Amanda's stated desire to explore different facets of Carter's personality throughout this season.
I'll give it that.
That makes a lot of sense. That was very thoughtful.
Fun.
I think it's cute. What's it going to do?
There's a reason they reestablish her as a motorcyclist at the beginning of the episode.
Yes.
She's got that edge to her, and she's going to let it out to play.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
cringing.
Now,
So the Hebridean news broadcast sort of is supposed to mimic Earth formats like CNN with familiar scrolling text that feels both
Yeah.
recognizable and
Pan
alien.
to the different camera
And
angle. Oh my goodness.
Writer Damien Kindler first proposed this satirical media coverage, drawing inspiration from films like RoboCop. And
Yeah.
apparently Robert Cooper initially rejected the idea.
What are these
but
photos? Where did
segments,
they get them?
I know, these segments found their way back in. And finding the right tone wasn't easy. Apparently, Damien and Robert C. reportedly went through 5 different drafts before landing on the final approach that successfully balances humor with effective world building. And also, that was an image of Jonas Quinn, which was a really odd picture.
From the beginning of season 7 as
That's
well.
Right.
It's
Whatever,
like,
man. You gotta buy it. So
And,
there goes the Cerberus.
like 5 pictures of them
Yes.
all like, you know, in action doing their thing. It's like, okay, where'd you get those pictures from, guys?
Recognize that cylinder from There Before the Grace of God.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that was a real set of stairs, but obviously a CGI of the Cerberus.
For sure.
And the Cerberus spacecraft actually underwent some significant enhancements from its appearance in Forsaken. And when we see it, the ship in this episode, we're looking at a computer model based on James Robbins' original designs, but extensively modified by Rainmaker's Wes Sargent to add more detail.
Patrick Curry
Really see
loved
Patrick Curry.
this role.
It was his
loves
favorite.
Eamon. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
his
Not
favorite in the
prettiest bad
entire
guy?
franchise.
He's
No,
so
he really
sassy.
enjoyed this. He is. And apparently, I think one of I'm just trying to think who it was. Someone took him to one side during filming and asked him if he was sure that he wanted to portray Eamon in this way. And, you know, like being quite, I think the word that Patrick used in an interview was prissy. And he said, yeah, absolutely, I'm happy
love
with
this
this.
Yeah, because
Not our
he
language.
designs
No, it's
garbage
mine, sir.
disposal units. So
He
I
does.
mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh,
these
Jack really
colourful-
touched her shoulder. Hello.
I know
Yeah.
there's a bit of touching in this episode, which I appreciate.
course you
There's
do.
these colorful cylindrical structures that you see with rings in the hangar. They're actually genuine high voltage testing equipment for transformers that
Wow.
actually exist in Power Tech Labs, where I think this might have been filmed.
This is hilarious.
Indeed.
Jack's like, I'm not following.
Just roll with it.
I love the Jack. Like, I can smell the crap.
And what is with that comment? I know the feeling. Like, not wanting to disappoint Sam. Anyway, so apparently the Sorokin makeup on Patrick and Alex, it required some incredible dedication. Like Patrick said that they would arrive at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
and have about 3 hours of application, followed by contact lenses and things like that.
Yep.
So despite being somewhat claustrophobic, Patrick credits makeup artist Todd Masters' team
Yep.
for making the experience a lot more manageable. And the prosthetics actually helped shape his performance as he discovered how to express himself through these limitations. And Patrick found Eamon's makeup more manageable than Shaka, obviously, which he described as being encased in cement with very little mobility.
Did he say that on my show?
I think he did,
Oh
yeah.
my God. There we go. Garbage disposal units. I, just loved the camera, the camera, like rotating earlier in the shot when they were establishing the engine room again around the plastic strips.
Yes.
Right here. Now it's going to come back a little bit the other way, but yeah, it's. I love the camera work in this one. TechCon.
I'm enjoying the comedy, I guess.
Oh, come on.
So this is Terrence Kelly. So we'll see him again as Oren in the Atlantis episode Letters from Pegasus.
Yes.
Oh.
I was going to say as well, the Cerberus set. So it is actually kind of quite interesting because it demonstrates impressive practical effects ingenuity.
Hmm.
So production designer Bridget McGuire had to completely reconstruct the ship from its original appearance,
Yep.
where it was built on like a 30-degree angle to depict the crash. So for this episode, the set was mounted on a remote controlled gimbal system that created such powerful motion that safety harnesses and functional seatbelts actually became necessary for everyone on set. And
Wow.
to enhance the sense of movement, Bridget's team strategically placed electrical cables, straps, and cargo throughout the ship that would visibly sway during the filming.
Mm.
And the versatile single compartment you will see initially served as the rear hold and the engine room, but there was like a removable wall, allowing it to be redressed as the cockpit for later scenes. And the clever design features that made filming possible, like removable panels for camera access, though the space was very tight, and apparently the directors often had to give instructions via walkie-talkie. And the set was so well constructed that the producers wanted to use it for the drill for the later episode Fallout, but Bridget successfully convinced them to build something new instead.
Something completely different. That's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, you really would want to make use of some of this amazing stuff again and again if you could.
Of course.
But when you got the
Absolutely.
production designer coming in and saying, you know what, I think we can squeeze that out of the budget to do something completely different, you as an artist would want to be like, come on, guys, give us the chance to do something else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
So, yeah.
mm-hmm.
I remember this was the first season that I really started digging into the Stargate Omnipedia on Gateworld, so I was writing encyclopedia entries for every episode. And this one I was feverishly writing because there were so many proper nouns throughout this whole thing. It was just madness. TechCon group, every single, like the long-range scanning control unit. I remember that. I remember screenshotting this little gizmo here. And it was just one thing after the other. I think this episode really
it's
had like
jam-packed.
50 entries for me. And that was unusual for an episode. Here we go. Look at those handlebar mustaches.
Oh yeah, he's a great character. So Damien Kindler mentions the production team debated how far to push this episode's comic book style, with the temptation
Yeah.
to, quote, turn it up to 11.
Yeah.
So I think you can see this in Jarlath's character here. So he's deliberately written as this over-the-top villain with these exaggerated juvenile exchanges with
Oh, of
Warwick.
course.
And I think it's kind of like a control unit measuring contest between the two characters.
Yeah.
The comparisons between this and Voyager's Drive are absolute. I think there's a part of it, because this was 3 years later, and I think there's a little bit of, Voyager kind of took SG-1's idea of beneath the surface and treated it with Workforce Parts 1 and 2.
Okay.
I don't know how much of this was deliberate. That looks like a swing set, where it was.
It does.
Let's go ahead and do the same, and let's see if Paramount, does anything. I don't think that was the case. I can't confirm that was the case at all, but I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and here we go.
And he's wearing his suit.
yeah,
He only has
here's-
the one costume.
Here's Sebulba damaging Anakin's pod racer scene. So-
David, you ruined my joke. I was
Oh.
gonna scream, "This is pod racing" when this whole thing
Well,
started.
apparently, Damien Kindler actually specifically drew inspiration from the Bunta Eve classic pod race in The Phantom Menace when developing the story. And production designer James Robbins created unique designs for each of the competing spacecraft, and Damien wanted the vehicles to appear related, but but like individually customized, similar to like NASCAR vehicles.
Right. Well, they're still from the same culture, so they're going to have the same kind of traits. So, here we
Also,
go.
the planet Hebridan that we see in those establishing shots is actually Earth turned upside down, with the Indian subcontinent and Persian Gulf regions still recognizable if you look closely.
That's great. I didn't realize. Good one.
And the digital matte painting comes entirely from the in-house work by playback supervisor Krista McLean, rather than being outsourced to specialized effects vendors.
Man, the number of commercials in this thing are just absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, I know.
Screams.
I think it's fun.
America
I think it's
to me.
fun.
I love it.
Of
like
course,
love it.
absolutely. It's a race. You know, you're going to have sponsors.
100%.
We
Look at
also
Formula
missed-
One.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. We also missed, well, he'll be back, but Peter Calamus as the former champion Coil Boren. So the broadcast style was deliberately modeled after Hockey Night in Canada with Don Cherry and Ron McLean. So Calamus actually had a great behind the scenes story. He was incredibly grateful for the alien prosthetics in this role because he'd broken his nose in a friend's softball game literally the day before filming. And he showed up on set with like a full, he showed up on set like with a full metal brace on his nose after hospital treatment. And he said that producer N. John Smith visited him in the makeup chair, and upon learning that these aliens hadn't been seen before, he simply declared, well, now they have big noses. And that the makeup team then constructed the entire prosthetic head over the metal nose brace. So it kind of worked to his advantage.
We didn't really see how hybrids looked in this. And hybridan, hello. So
that's true.
Yeah, great shot. So that's Earth upside down.
Apparently, yeah.
That's great.
So the racing sequences apparently took tremendous planning to create. So Andy Makita used multiple techniques to simulate spacecraft movement, employing camera image shakers, while the cinematographer Jim Menard and lighting technicians physically manipulated lights on ropes to create dynamic lighting effects. And Damien wanted like authentic motion in these scenes. So the space race layout itself apparently was influenced by the famous Laguna Seca Raceway in California, and every movement meticulously storyboarded in advance to ensure seamless integration between the practical live action photography and the computer generated visual effects.
I love how there are no like ambulance vehicles standing by along this track to help out. I love how it's the racers who have to stop what they're doing, which is racing, to render aid.
Yes. Absolutely. Every racer for themselves.
I just want to say that you guys can't see me right now, but I'm leaned back in my chair. I've moved my microphone. My legs are now up and I'm eating a snack because I haven't seen a Stargate episode so like little that I remember so little from it that it's like watching it for the first time.
Oh,
I took bathroom breaks for the last one, so there you go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Ooh, dangerous.
Okay, so actually, maybe I'll leave this next comment just a few seconds.
I forgot just how many cutaways there were to these guys.
There's a lot.
There
must have been a lot of space they needed to fill.
Sure thing. And you know, it's a beautiful set, but it's really straightforward. You only have to do like, you know, 60 degrees of photography here. You got some font design and graphics. But I think it works. So I'm just not crazy about the episode.
No, Gecko asked what I'm eating. I'm currently eating a cream egg and Maltesers.
That's more interesting, apparently. For
oh, your creme egg.
Creme egg?
Creme egg.
Yeah. All right. Hey, space race. Funeral service. Yeah, you can totally tell. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love it.
This is so ridiculous.
So,
it's like Amazon, man.
Yeah.
This dramatic scene in the sun's coronosphere is the work of James Tishner's visual effects team at Image Engine Studio. To create the convincing sense of speed and spatial awareness during the race, they strategically populated the course with visual reference points like satellites, planets, asteroids, and marker buoys. So without these elements, it would have been nearly impossible for viewers to gauge just how fast the ships were moving through the vastness of space. I think that was a really good move.
Little things like that really add to scale.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
It does.
The only thing I can really compare it to is like I was playing Starfield and I was going really fast across space trying to get to like another planet. and I was like, am I even moving? And I was moving
Yeah.
like so fast, like speed of sound. And it
Yeah.
wasn't like, but I couldn't tell because I had nothing near me as a point of reference.
Yeah.
So
I still,
Yeah.
when I'm looking at the Cerberus bridge set, I still see it at the angle that it was in season 6.
tilted.
Tilted.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I can't get the relative position
Oh.
out of my
Same.
head.
Yeah.
So
Is
I've
your
always
chair
looked at it as
crooked?
no. I've just always perceived it as still being the bridge windows leaning up at like 30-40 degrees. So I just can't shake it. If I were standing there, it would probably be different. But and also the windows are at an angle too, so that doesn't help. So they're raked. Did they just put little TechCon stickers over the names of the monitor brands?
I was gonna say.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
They're clearly Earth monitor. Come on, paint them black, guys, or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they are just stickers.
Oh my
It
Yeah,
looks like
so
those ones
funny.
that you print out from the
right
label
for little label
makers.
makers.
Do you think it
That's
was
your
a
budget
regifted
going the
label
extra
maker,
mile.
David?
Oh, definite. Or a de-gifter, yeah.
A regifter, de-gifter.
Great Seinfeld reference. Very good.
Deco Fett said, now I want a snack. You guys always make me hungry. Sorry.
I've got pizza in
Oh,
my fridge. You're welcome to
I haven't
it.
got. Ooh,
Yeah,
pizza.
go over there,
Leftover
get it.
pizza is the best.
Uh-huh.
It actually is.
This guy really does have a good race voice, like a good commentary voice. It's great.
I think the banter is
Yeah.
good. I think it works.
It is good. They actually have good they have a good on-screen chemistry. I think they actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think they might have known each other beforehand.
The actors? I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. Vancouver was a really small town at this point.
If I didn't already know that was Peter, I wouldn't have
No.
have recognized
I'm
his
not gonna lie.
voice
I
or his
cannot
face.
believe that is him.
Yeah.
Well, the nose brace is really hiding a lot of his physical characteristics.
Yeah.
The only real giveaway is his voice. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first time in Stargate history we've seen an example of an alien-human hybrid?
Oh, that I don't
In a
know,
species
but that
before?
kind of
Aliens.
sounds
Other than like the Goa'uld, like
accurate.
noticeably physically different, like
Yeah.
combining
I guess so,
the
yeah, 'cause-
characteristics.
I mean, apart like the Nox are as close as I would imagine we've ever been.
Yeah, but a specific there was never a Nox human hybrid.
No.
I'm talking
no, you're
about you
right.
have an alien
They just
race,
looked
and then you
close
later
enough.
introduce
Yeah.
right,
Human.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like
I think you're right.
Like hybrid breeding is a part of the story of a character. I think this is it.
Mm.
I like the gaming chairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Oh.
SG-1 has a surprisingly good
They got good odds.
record of beating the odds.
They
I honestly
do.
still imagine Oma Dasala coming down and like that nuclear reactor's just about to blow and she just gives it a little stroke.
There you go.
She's always watching. I love that Teal'c's it just because like he didn't want to go do other things.
Mm-hmm. I love I could have watched a full episode of just these two.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
really could have. There's something special between Teal'c and Eamon. And I really would
I
have,
think so
if
too.
they had gone on a little journey at this point, I would have followed it because there's
road trip.
there's a banter. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
really funny.
Yeah, I agree.
And his cousin Murray.
The
I
cousin
hope
Murray,
you have
yeah.
the notes for that coming up here. So, hey, there he is. That's right. He's still a part of the series. That's right. I forgot.
Got it to work. They're so
Yeah.
cute.
I'm not sure if they were supposed to be at this so-called banquet or something that was cut from the
Yeah, they
the
look like
final
they're
version
in the,
of this episode.
They look like they're in the hangar.
Yeah. I gotta go.
We're in the middle of a race. uh,
You know, I just can't imagine Stargate like existing now and watching like say the SG-1 is still going and Rick is trying to use an iPhone.
yeah.
And I want him to
Aw.
I'd imagine him doing like that kind of thing, the awkward put his face right up to the
Yes.
camera. And all the shenanigans that would come from that and him being like, Carter,
Yeah.
help. I
Also,
love it.
Sam suggesting the classic gravitational slingshot maneuver. You know, it was like we last saw it back in Tangent, and it didn't exactly go swimmingly for Tilk and Jack. So
I love how she's
it's sort
watching
of
the race
favorite Hail Mary. Yeah, she is.
at her
So,
desk. So who's this?
I believe it's Hillary Cooper.
That's
who's
right.
The wife of Robert C.
He finally got her on for a guest spot.
I love it. She does a good job. And the impressive TechCon headquarters we're seeing is actually the Palisades apartment complex in downtown Vancouver. And to maintain the alien world illusion, the crew tinted some of the windows and built temporary walls to cleverly hide any Earth-like surroundings.
Interesting.
And Jim Menard wanted to showcase the facility's spacious interior, but without hauling in tons of lighting equipment. So he experimented with Fuji Reeler film stock that worked beautifully with the mixed daylight and artificial lighting. And yeah.
I'd love to, talk with the people who kit bashed all these.
Yes.
They're kind of cool. I would love to have one.
I like that they had the keyboard that just, looked like the average English keyboard.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
right. That damn Jarlath, seriously.
It's like that awkward a voicemail thing where it's
Yeah.
you just say your
Well,
name.
he does say later that his it was all automated by his ship. So he's like that relative leaving like a voicemail.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh really?
Yeah, it's automated.
Oh, that's funny. That's a QWERTY keyboard? Is it?
It looks like it. The bottom
Does
keys
it?
do.
Yeah.
The standard
yeah.
keys at the bottom, I think, are. I think they just slapped like 2 rows of keys on the top to make it look less QWERTY.
Less QWERTY. Here we go. So what's he going to be designing after this? If he's no longer going to be designing food disposal units, what do you think he's going to be?
The green gun thing the guy's holding.
Yep.
It looks like a green Wii remote.
Just the same ones from the previous episode. Here we go. My status is mind your own business.
Dear, dear.
Oh, okay.
See? His computer sent the distress. See, look, like the cables behind Warwick are moving?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Gimbaled. Yeah, I guess I'll let you save my
Sam's
life.
used to like that really toxic masculinity being in the military.
Yeah, get that. Take that manly attitude and wipe it away. You don't need it. Just live. No offense to men. Not all men are like that.
You can't save someone who wants to be saved, who doesn't want to be saved.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you could try.
But I mean, these people got the right stuff. So, here we go.
I think that this episode is definitely Stargate's take on space opera, which is kind of hilariously fitting considering that Jarlath's ship literally looks like floating opera glasses.
I like that.
It's funny. That's right.
A lot.
It's not coming up. It's like a stubborn toddler.
He's right at the base of the stairs. I love that. We tried.
Don't be whiny.
Okay, fine.
He's like a toddler having a tantrum in the corner.
Yeah. So I think in David, your interview with Alex Zahara, he shared that his Unus performance was influenced by his friendship with Dion Johnstone. Sorry, not his Una's performance. This performance was influenced by his friendship with Dion Johnston, whose approach to the character he like deeply respected. And Alex reveals that the costume department had to construct the face mask for this appearance, resulting in what he jokingly described as a jowlier look. He thought it looked a bit more jowlier. And the costume itself was apparently extremely challenging. A 7mm thick suit made of like heavy wetsuit material actually caused him to suffer from some serious overheating during filming. And despite the physical challenges, Alex said that he loved the experience and he particularly enjoyed scenes with Amanda. And I think you can really tell.
And the suit looks great.
Considered he considered her his favorite cast member to work with.
Oh.
Many say that.
Yes, they do.
Oh, here we go. We're going back to the thread that was in the previous episode about you've got humans are second-class citizens. Was that introduced in the previous show?
Previous episode?
Yeah.
I think slightly.
Not
fully.
Not straight up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now we are seeing that, there's the humans on this planet are basically considering themselves second-class citizens. So
I guess it's the opposite of the previous episode.
Well, I think the idea was that the Sarakan were the ones who wiped out the Goa'uld.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
So. Oh, this is a great line coming up here. That you're just a moron. Great. Here we go. Yeah. It's the Peter principle, I believe. Everyone rises to their own level of incompetence in an organization.
Yes.
And then gets stuck. I think that's the Peter principle.
I actually, I really like how, like, it's a decent amount of makeup, but he's still got quite a bit of control off his facial muscles. So it gives the.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really seeing.
It animates his expressions a lot more than some.
I'm seeing Patrick Curry there, and I'm not gonna lie, he's really hot. I'm really
more pieces to a mask, and you can really pull that off. You know, the smaller the strips there are, the more the articulation can come through.
Can I procreate with Eamon?
I think you may have to ask him first.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he'd be
Eamon in particular, you know, that cross species
you and
thing.
your lizard people.
Right, didn't even make the connection
as well.
Yep.
So hot. See, look, David, you know me so well.
Oh, I tend to.
I mean, Nicole's not very shy in
nope, she's not
in communicating her preferences.
Yeah, it's a shame. My boyfriend has like quite a big nose, and fish don't really have noses. So I don't know what's going on there.
He doesn't have that big a nose.
Oh, it's pretty big.
Okay, this is a great scene. She is so wonderful.
She is.
Murray, that's him. Can you come inside now? No.
This permanent smile.
This is Rick. Like, this isn't Jack.
All the way
Rick.
through. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Daniel and Jack and their banter and the way Daniel's trying to fix it.
Stargate.
Michael's like Buttons phone. Oh, it's so good.
God.
Nice.
I like that Michael's just sitting there smiling while Rick does his thing. It's ridiculous.
Just go ahead, Rick. You do your thing. Oh, yes. Here we go. We humans have got to stick together.
To think this guy was in charge of the Pegasus for like 5 minutes. I say Pegasus, sorry, the CAG. For 5 minutes. He was the CAG for 5 minutes.
CAG in Galactica?
In Galactica.
When? Which episode?
Oh.
When Apollo betrays his dad and then runs away with the president, he ends up putting that guy in charge of
vaguely remember.
The racer?
Yeah, and puts him in charge. Makes him CAG for the day.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. He also got his neck torn out in the Vampire Diaries. I keep seeing him
Interesting.
everywhere, and I'm always like that really tall, kind of hot guy. But in this episode, I'm like, nah, not for me. The hair's too big.
The visual effects in this episode
Ah.
are excellent.
Yeah, they're
They
ahead
did
of
a
their time for
great
sure.
job.
Now this is pod racing.
Yippee! Ugh.
Oh god, I literally just watched a little. It was part of a crime podcast, but it wasn't a crime related episode. And it was about the guy that played Jar Jar Binks. So
No, watching that Yvie was the crime.
Oh.
Ahmed Best.
Oh, I just
Ahmed
remember
Best.
being
He gets
so
too much crap thrown at him.
disappointed.
He did
Oh,
a
he
great job
does.
despite the
He
circumstances.
did exactly what he was told to do.
So
Like
Ahmed
everyone
Best-
getting grief.
Like in
But he
he got involved in a
he-
crime?
no, he didn't. He almost took his own life
The actor
because
did?
of all of the backlash.
Oh my.
From Star Wars, yeah.
And then, he was obviously invited back into the franchise for The Mandalorian. And like he kind of had, that was sort of like his redemption arc.
Oh, I didn't know he was in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he saves baby Grogu.
As
He
a
does
different
save
character?
Baby Grogu.
Yeah.
Different character. He
good,
plays a
okay.
Jedi Knight. Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Very good. I haven't seen any of that yet.
I actually haven't either, but I know because I watched the short video.
Yeah.
I wish they would have like given the guns like a different color or something. You know, they're not on a green planet, guys. Come on.
They kind of look like Mary Poppins' umbrella. Like isn't that green? It has that like bird on the top.
I'm so relaxed right now.
Well, I mean, we know they're not going to win.
This guy's really pulling off the blue and pink.
Yeah.
He's really rocking it. It's a nice color.
Yeah.
combination.
Oh, here we go. Oh
Evie,
Mr.
I think
Hagen!
that's salmon color.
Oh, I'm sorry. Blue and salmon. Navy and salmon.
I'm quoting Ross for people that don't know I'm doing that. Salmon color?
no.
Your pink shirt. It's not pink, it's salmon.
Oh, come now.
Uh,
Dear, oh dear, racism.
My
it
goodness.
hurts.
because you're a dum-dum.
You silly Billy.
Yeah, stinky poo face.
Okay, poo-poo heads. And win if you can. Here we go. He's so good in this.
Oh, he really is. His expressions are great.
He's so cute. I love him. I want to take him home and like have him meet my parents.
I don't know how the engines
Punch
can do this.
it. I
Yeah,
wanted-
I was
there
gonna
you go,
say
yeah. Give it all she's got, Captain.
You're expecting a bloody miracle.
Yeah. I can't change the laws of physics. Oh. At least there's no bomb at the finish line in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically they got a bomb in the back, but I mean,
This is
it's
true.
not currently at that point. Mm-hmm.
That looks like candy.
Yeah, I want to eat it.
Yeah.
Mm.
It looks
Licorice.
like strawberry laces or licorice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have red vines over there?
We do not. Or Twizzlers.
What do you have? That just licorice? Is it the same?
Yeah.
Do you not have that?
Nope.
Oh wow.
I think we have something similar, but I don't know what it's called. but it's kind of like, I guess, raspberry flavored licorice, but it's got
Interesting.
We
nothing to
have
do with
licorice all
licorice.
sorts, but it's just like licorice with like some other crap slapped on
Oh,
it.
okay, so you do have a licorice. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't have like, other things of licorice. We just have like licorice all sorts, and I think that's about it.
All sorts? Licorice
Yeah, it's a
all
bag.
sorts?
sorts?
It's a bag
They're
of
called-
all
Oh,
sorts of
interesting.
licorice.
Okay. Oh, here
We
we
have them
go.
too.
See, like, this is... I think we're, like, supposed to be like, oh, no, but I'm kind of just like,
I'm leaning back, still eating my candy.
yeah. The ships are cool.
Yeah. No.
The next episode, by the next episode, he'd be an ally.
I actually
So.
went to school with someone called Lael.
Leal, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. There's one
I
who's,
cannot believe that's Peter.
yeah?
Honestly, it's so weird. Hurts my brain.
But it is. Broken nose, Peter.
Yeah. Still
Did too many
slightly
drugs,
high
Peter.
from his
Yeah.
I haven't seen
his
anything like it.
visit
Oh,
to
by the way,
emergency
they've got
room.
coke here. I know the guy.
Poor guy.
Oh,
That's what
his
he said
story-
himself.
His story was
Oh,
adorable.
so funny.
I
They've
love
got coke
him.
here. I know the guy.
He's very humorous. He speaks very well. Okay, so Corso. So
Yes,
that's
there's a
that's
connection there.
nod
Yep.
to Aiden Corso, the
Yep.
antagonist from Forsaken.
So I guess his family is relatively
God,
well
I hate
off. Or
TechCon.
extended family. TechCon?
Yeah.
It's just screaming Amazon at me. It's just like, oh
That's
yeah,
true,
we'll just do
yeah.
everything for you.
Yeah.
From birth
See,
to
there's
death.
that familiar slant. in
Yeah,
the
see,
set
that's
that
what
we're
I'm
used
thinking.
to.
Yeah.
So, Sam's line in a second about kicking butt next year teases a sequel that unfortunately never materialized, or fortunately, depending on how you feel about this episode. So, Joe Malozzi noted that departure episodes like this one often divided the fan base,
Yes.
and some viewers embraced the lighthearted change of pace, while others preferred the show's standard formula. And he also observed that whatever criticism this episode received was relatively minor compared to the overwhelming negative reaction to Avenger 2.0, which many
really
fans
like that
consider
one.
one of the series' low points. I
I
actually
love
like
Avenger
both
2.0.
episodes.
You do, huh?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
both.
I
of
love
them.
Patrick
I think they're
McKenna,
fun.
but I'm just not thrilled with it. But yeah, Space Race.
We'll get there in a few weeks. So fan reactions to Space Race span the entire spectrum. So some bluntly questioned what inspired such an unusual departure, joking that the writers must have been using a TechCon manufactured substance.
Nah, so somebody was out with Peter. Somebody was out with Peter.
Others
Jesus.
suggested the episode had good intentions but fell short. And the harshest critics came from continuity-focused viewers who felt that it contradicted established universe principles about alien civilizations.
Like what?
I don't
Whatever,
know.
man.
Evie doesn't want to talk. The credits are ending.
That's Space Race. Go away now.
Just an FYI, I'm fully leaning back in my chair. My leg has been up on my table this whole time. I've got a bag of Maltesers. My microphone has moved, and I'm having a good time. For a
I'm
sucky
glad.
episode. I'm
At least
going to move
someone
back
is.
into the frame in a
Yes,
moment.
please. Come back into the frame.
Hold on, let me just
I
lift
can't
my
help
leg.
it. It's so beautiful. Don't go to the light.
Oh,
All right.
let me just move my legs. I'm getting old. Oh, there we go.
Oh, whatever.
Older.
Wow. Oh my god, I've literally been in that position. Oh my god, I didn't even oh, my back. That was so
So the visual effects were great.
Yes.
Oh yeah, light. Anyone?
I love that. The visual effects
The
are great.
The visual
Wait,
effects
my
were
light.
the visual effects were great. The
Mhm.
the guests were wonderful as usual. It's the second half of the Patrick Curry and Alex Zahara show.
Mhm.
And the visual effects were great. But it's a 3 for me. But the visual effects were great.
I'm glad you enjoyed the visual effects.
I don't
Actually,
like this
David, what do you
episode.
think of the visual effects?
I think that they were great.
Were they great?
Yeah. You know, I mean, I remember watching this episode and thinking about the budget for season 7, and I literally remember thinking with every shot on screen, especially with a lot of the longer
They got
shots
too
with
much
the
budget.
icing, I'm thinking to myself, losing money,
Losing money.
and
Oh.
yeah,
Great Atlantis quote, David. I appreciate that.
but that's what I was thinking beforehand. So, but
Yeah.
I really do have to.
I was
admit
thinking that too.
that the visual effects were great. So.
Okay. Well, I actually quite enjoy the pivot, to quote a friend's reference.
Pivots.
I enjoyed the pivot. I think it's a fun episode. I kind of like that it doesn't really lead to anything. I just think it's just enjoyable. It's entertainment. I
Yep.
don't think it's one of the episodes I skip. I just liked doing what Nicole did. Lying back, just enjoying the randomness with a
Maybe
box
get a load of laundry done.
Maltesers and a drink.
Yeah.
I really enjoy, again, Alex and Patrick. I think they do a great job. Specifically, Patrick, he's fantastic, and you can just tell how much he enjoyed this role because he just sparkles on screen. That's the best way I can put it. It was sort of a little bit disappointing, I guess, that we didn't really see too much of Jack and Daniel. They were kind of
but they were still
off
good.
doing their own thing, and what sounded like what would have been a major scene for them together was cut from the episode. Again, special effects were great. I think the team did a really awesome job in bringing the Cerberus to life, even though it was mainly upright, as David said, and not on a tilt like we're used to. I think I'm going to give this episode a 4.
Huh.
Really? Okay.
Okay, so I
Nicole.
think the visual effects are great.
Oh, really?
So I just want to note it that I did chillax this episode, and you guys were talking, and sometimes I'd hear you, sometimes I wouldn't, because I was like, I don't remember anything except like a couple moments.
Those
that
ho-hos
I've
were
seen.
really good, huh?
Yeah.
What
and
were
I-
they?
Sometimes I don't hear my own
The
comments either,
what?
so
The what
Ho-hos?
were really good?
The ho-hos? What were you eating?
The Maltesers. What the?
That's a dog.
Ho-hos. Ho-hos are the thing. It's a candy.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Is
it is.
Not here.
Okay, then.
I'm having Maltesers.
Okay, yeah. Where I come from, those are dust mop dogs. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm learning things.
It's a demonym for people who are from Malta too. So.
So
Oh, fair. Yeah. All right.
so I was gonna give this a 2. I was sitting around a 2, but I fell in
Yes.
love with Eamon.
It's well acted.
Eamon's great. I'm in love with
Eamon's
him.
great.
Hot fish man.
That's worth a point.
Hot fish man is the whole point. So that's a 3. So you've succeeded in making this. higher
Yeah,
than a
I
2.
consider this a win.
Yeah, you know
Patrick
what?
would be thrilled. Patrick
Yeah,
would really be tickled about that. Yeah.
Please feel free to grab
I
this
will let
quote
him know.
and tell him the prettiest man guy is also
Say
the hottest fish
Nicole's
man.
If Nicole's opinion went up a whole chevron, he'll be like, who and what?
He was just so smiley and adorable. I just wanted to squish its face. He was just.
I
so
loved
cute.
his expressions, and I
Yeah.
think it's because
You're
in the
a
previous episode, you almost didn't see any expression because of the thick makeup
Yeah.
and prosthetics that he was having
He's
to wear.
adapting
but-
a character in the last one, and in
Yeah.
this one, Alex Zahara is adapting a character.
Yeah.
Both of whom were adapting from the same guy, and
Very hard.
Patrick just
Yep.
went nuts.
Yeah.
It
Well,
works.
I think in some interview that I was reading, Patrick said that he was kind of a little bit reluctant to take on a role that had been previously established, and I think he hadn't been put under that much prosthetics before either, so he was not feeling 100% confident. But I think I don't know in which order they were filmed. I think that the 2 episodes were filmed close together, but I'm not sure which
But
one
you
was
said side by
first.
side,
But-
so yeah.
But
one of them
my
would have started a
understanding
little bit earlier.
was but my understanding was that Enemy Mine happened kind of first, and I think that kind of like build up his confidence a little bit.
I would suspect so.
Plus, we hadn't seen Eamon before, so he could do what he
That's
wanted.
right.
He had
It's
free
true.
artistic you know,
It's like here's one
range.
episode where you don't get to do what you want, and here's an episode where you get to do anything you want.
Yeah. And you're going to be here for basically 2 weeks of work. Nicole, did you say 3 out of 7?
Yeah. So the last one was it Evie and I were both a 3 and you were a 4, David? And this one it's Evie with the 4 and you and me with the 3. That's funny. I like that.
Interesting.
So oh god, there's people talking about black licorice in this chat now because of the conversation. Yeah. I gotta show you some of the nasty candy we have here because there's some good stuff and then we have some bad stuff. Right. Yeah. Anthony, I quite like this episode, so it's a 4 from me with a big smiley face. Raj Luther, my rating for Space Race is 6 out of 7. Okay. A fun, adventurous episode. Okay. Wish there was a follow-up to Space Race and the Hebridans. Stuart Miller, it's another 4. Fun episode, better than I remember it being. Yeah. I also
it's entertaining.
It being worse, so I'll take it.
It's entertaining. I'll watch it over Bane.
Yeah. You know what? Me too. This is a 5 for me. Not my favorite, but was fun. The race effects were great, but I never really felt like anyone was in danger. The banter between Jack and the receptionist was all Jack. That was like the highlight of the episode. Other than
that wasn't Jack. I think that was Rick.
Yeah.
Jed Ted 7 chevrons. Jed Ted 7. Okay. That's
to each their own. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin Weaver, I didn't get the notification you were going live. You haven't missed much. Don't worry. Be here next week.
No, don't be here next week. We're off.
Are we not here next week?
Nope.
Crap. Be here the following week.
That's right.
Gecko Fett, I'll give it a 3 again. No, nice. We're on that. Cool. Log Watcher, this would have been a 3 if not for watching this with friends. Stargate's always better with friends.
This would have been a 3 if not for watching this. So it's a 4. Is that what he's saying?
No. Wait. Yeah, he's not done yet, I think.
Oh.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Processing.
Hold on. Process. Okay. Now I'm confused.
I'm confused.
He said earlier that this is a 5. So this is him saying later.
Wow,
this would have been a 3 if not for watching with friends. So
each of us are represented by
for a second I thought it made it worse.
Of a human. So,
and he said a 7 if you compare it to Bane or One False Step. So he's like, this is a damn good episode compared to those. And it's like, yes, it is. Kevin Weaver, Space Race, I give it a 4 chevrons. It's a fun romp. Okay, Kevin, feel free to also leave a rating here for the previous one that we watched, which was Enemy Mine.
Yes, actually, Kevin also said that they used to not like Space Race until they pretended the brother from Fraser Niles was, the
Eben.
I'm not. Yes,
I mean I see that.
I'm speaking very badly. And apparently, I think Patrick said it in his Stargate interview that
he's channeling Niles.
Someone spoke to him at like a convention and said that their mother thought that David Hyde Pierce had played that character.
Amazing. What a compliment.
I think it's totally.
I'm hoping that he was flattered by that.
Yeah,
I would be. I think
David
it's
Hyde
great.
Pierce is an amazing actor.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we've got, I love the Carter gets to have some fun from Jed Ted. Yeah. Roger Luther said, agree, Evie would be good if we saw more of Jack and Daniel too. And Jack's Cabin said, it's a 2 for me. I usually skip it when I rewatch season 7. Yeah, I feel you. And Dan Ben said 3 out of 7.
Okay.
And we're off next week. And I don't remember why. It might have been me.
It says Evie. Yeah.
It's me. I have a music festival all day Saturday. And then Sunday it is my mother's 71st birthday.
Wow. Okay. That's terrific. So yes. So you're off. And then we'll be back for one. Let me see here. Sunday, March the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And then this says April the 6th. Is that right? Yes. And then we're off for 2 weeks and then come back for April 27th for Grace and Fall.
Jeez, we're dragging season 7 out.
We are. There's a lot of things going on. So
I didn't realize we had 2 weeks left.
I know. I changed something. So I was about to tell. Hey, surprise! We're off.
It's a surprise.
Oh,
sorry, guys.
All right,
yeah, I have to run up to Ohio for a drum competition for 2 days.
Fun.
Yeah, over the weekend.
I like that you guys all have plans. Well, I've basically permanently made my Sundays like empty for the foreseeable future because of you guys.
Yeah, converting to Judaism would be a real smooth transition for you.
Is that I don't get it.
They don't work on the weekends.
Sunday is a day of rest.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't work weekends in general because of my job.
But
I only work.
in terms of
Yeah.
health, it really is like the best. But I mean, you can also
Yeah.
go and do things.
That's
you
the
know,
thing.
to
But so I make it so
recreate.
that I take holidays now on weekdays for things to do stuff because I just don't
Yeah.
want time to be taken up into Wormhole Extremists. I'm just like I'd
Oh,
much
Yes.
rather just get these
no.
episodes done.
Well,
So-
yeah, but
Well,
yeah.
usually
I will take a break if I
also-
have to, but I'm letting you guys
Yeah,
give
if
me my
something
breaks.
comes up, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
you're saying is that you're cool with how things have been going as
Yeah,
they are.
so my
Okay.
life is so like I'm so easily
You're
able to move
flexible.
things around.
Yeah.
I'm very flexible because of my work and because of my home life that
Count
I can
your
kind
blessings.
of be exactly. So I can be where I need to be. So it's
Mhm.
great that you guys are kind of dictating my holiday periods from Wormhole Extremists.
It's great that you're dictators.
Yeah, no, but it's great because I don't have to do. I'm getting these breaks where I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's not my fault. I'm here. Like, here's what I'm doing when we're not doing this, right? I'm sitting on my sofa, eating crap, playing video games, and being like, I could be streaming right now. But
So
everyone
something
else
new.
is busy.
Yeah, but you can go on. You can stream on Twitch. So
I'm not
I can
doing
think of
that,
a
can't be
couple of
asked.
people who would be watching you. So anyway,
Yeah.
if Cameron Bright can go fishing in a video game and have 10 to 15 people watching him, certainly you could, you
Yeah.
know, do what you
just
do.
do a Nicole
Yeah.
show.
Harry Potter,
Yeah.
Something, you know. So yeah, do you still
Harry
play Harry
Potter.
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, the video game.
Harry
So just
Potter.
Avada Kedavra the hell out of everybody.
Oh,
All right.
dear.
Okay.
I think that's it. I think I've done it.
I think that we're good. Dial the Gate returns with Vanessa
What?
Angel on Saturday,
Yes,
March
that's
the
gonna be a good
29th.
one.
Hot.
So really excited for that.
And also,
one.
she's really beautiful. But I meant
She's
hot as in like
great.
that's really
I've
cool.
really been looking forward to sitting down with her because
Yeah.
she's one of my favorite guest stars from season 4. Rob
Yes.
Lee, Colonel Pierce will be joining us the same day as
Yes.
well. We've got a pre-recorded interview with Robert C. Cooper, finishing out the conversation about about SG-1 through season 10. Ben Robinson of Master Replicas, we've talked to him. Rob Fournier came back to discuss the Complete Earth Weapons Guide to Stargate, which is nearly 2 hours long.
Oh,
He
wow.
covers every firearm and explosive from the show. So I
Oh,
didn't
you
put
just- you
firearm
just
in this
tell-
title because I didn't want it to flag with
No.
YouTube. I didn't want it to bump.
Say pew pew. Everyone
Pew
says pew
pews.
pew.
Pew
Yeah,
pew.
yeah,
Pew
but also
pews.
yeah, like boom boom. So you know,
Boom,
and
boom.
John
Boom,
G.
boom.
Lennox,
Boom, boom, Jake.
producer for all.
Yes.
It was involved in all 17 seasons of production. I sat down with him yesterday. We had an hour plus 10-minute conversation. Wonderful guy. So
Exciting.
I've been trying to get him to sit down for years, and thanks to Robert C. Cooper, John emailed me and says, "Okay." He was
Finally
great.
ready.
David,
He was
I'll do it.
great. And John
Well,
is like
looking forward
so
to it.
photogenic. He's adorable. So I mean, it's perfect. Morris Chapdelaine, you know, Brian Smith. We've been trying to get him on, so he finally sat down. There's going to be a few new pieces sitting behind me as we get into the season. I've got a fan-made SGU Stargate. It's previewed on the Dial the Gate shorts, so you can see it there. That's the same one that's going to be appearing, along with a scale puddle jumper and a 0-point module. So you've heard it here.
Oh, lots
Yep.
of fun toys.
Yeah.
Can't
So we're gonna be-
wait for David to die and me to get all his stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to give it to someone.
Yeah,
You're gonna
please.
have to do up
Yeah.
a yeah. You
And
have
What's
it
to-
annoying
is-
is David, you're not like
finalize your will.
really old though. You're like not
But
that
with my
far
lifestyle,
off
I
of
could
me.
drop dead like that. So, but I mean, and my hope is, and my intent
chop.
is to release the Stargate filming locations first episode in the next 2 or 3 months here.
Yeah.
So
You finally
Yes,
it's
I'm
only been, like,
excited.
3
It's been years.
I know.
Or like
I was
2.5
going to take
years,
it with
getting
me
there.
over the cruise to actually edit
I thought you were
it.
going to say you were going to take it with you to the grave.
Well, I could do that as well. That may happen. But I thought I had lost all the footage. And I had just put it in a wrong folder. I couldn't find it to save my life.
Oh
and
my
I was
God,
like,
David.
oh no, they're going to kill
We
me.
were so exhausted.
Oh.
Like,
I
even though on the verge
know.
of tears on the
I
day
did
as
actually
well.
cry.
Dee
Yeah.
did cry.
I cried in Tolana.
You did.
Yeah. Was it the
The overwhelm.
stress? Or you
I
not
think it was-
feeling
it was
well?
Just exhaustion.
I think it was
yeah, We were all
exhaustion,
tired.
yeah.
Well, we had just
We just
done a
con crushed.
3-hour, podcast that Sunday. And then
Yeah.
Monday we did
The full
a
tour
tour. And
with
then
everyone.
Tuesday we gave ourselves a tour. So yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot there.
it was just a lot happening.
We
Yeah.
met Tom, and that took all the energy out of us because we was fangirling so hard.
Yeah.
So,
Tom and I
you
actually
know.
went back to that Earl's and ate inside this time. So
Oh, did you?
he was amazing on stage.
Love him.
He was
Oh,
absolutely
I'm so jealous.
amazing. Aaron Craven actually said it was two sides of seating, and then the stage. It was in the center. So Aaron Craven and I actually sat parallel to one another. Who he was Kyle Rogers in help me with the title names. The Rules of Engagement, and he was something in Line of the Sand. He was the bad guy, working with Diora, and then he was a wraith in season 5 of Atlantis. So I'm hoping to have him and Tom back for a one-on-one to talk about acting later this season.
Oh,
So
that'd be awesome.
So Aaron and I
think
went and
Tom
had lunch the
has
next day. So
such good energy. I love him. So my favorite thing about him is that like I already knew he was great and I already liked him and I already thought he was a really nice guy. But when he did the trivia with us for Jar the Gate and he was sassing me as hard as I was sassing everyone, I was like, roast me, Tom. I was loving it.
You guys would have loved to have been there for the
Oh, yeah, I'm very
so
jealous.
Good. He broke down, and he did the whole range of emotion. We watched A Doll's House Part 2. And it was a small cast of like 4 people. It was fantastic. And it was an intimate space. They could whisper and it went straight to the back.
Sue-Ann's was really intimate as well. When I went to Sue-Ann's performance in London, it was so intimate. I went twice. I loved it. I went twice.
Did you meet her?
And, yeah, both times. And I remember the first time I met her, I tweeted actually saying I was going, and I remember she was like deliberately trying to find me in the audience, but I actually sat a row back. So she kept like she had to come out to the audience at one point and kept trying to find me and kept stumbling onto different people as part of the act, being like, that's not the girl from Twitter. And then just kind of kept going around trying to find me. And then later on I was like, it's me. It was for her play that she did. It was back in like 2019, 2020.
So this is a while ago, okay.
Just before COVID. Yeah. But it was the one that was about the convention and the TV show that was getting cancelled. And it was very like inspired by like kind of like Firefly and stuff about it living on in fandom. And
was it a one-person show?
No, it was literally I want to say like maybe 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, it's a small group. It's
it was very small, and it was like a little block on the stage. I loved it, and I would like love to see it come back. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, she's not in London anymore, so
no,
there's that.
That makes me sad.
Alrighty, I'd love to have her back on anyway. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't yet, please click the like button. It really makes the difference with the show and will continue to help us grow our audience. And that's all the plugs that I have for that. I really appreciate you two continuing to do this week in and week out with breaks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we wouldn't be here if we didn't love
the
show and we didn't love you.
Well, I love you too. So
love you,
we have to figure out what we're
seasons.
going to watch at the end of season 7. We have to figure that out.
The audience
maybe we can watch
guys,
Enemy Mine. What this episode is named
I don't
after.
love it. I'm not thrilled.
Okay.
It's okay. It's fine.
Dear.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid and Lou Gossett do great. But I wouldn't make it a highlight.
We did Dennis Quaid before as well, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, we did. That's true.
Space. Yeah. Let's maybe
watch
put
Enemy
Dennis
Mine
Quaid
amongst
on the
yourselves.
shelf
It's
for now.
good, but yeah, I don't want to sit through it again.
We'll
All right.
think of something.
We appreciate you tuning in, everyone. My name is David. I'm with Nicole. And
bye, guys.
Yvie.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks for joining us.
Week after next. Bye.